So I have something to talk to you about, and please watch this video because we need to name and shame this politician because the sheer disrespect to somebody. He was talking to somebody who served in the Irish Defence Forces, a veteran, in other words, and he was a junior minister for the Feds. So you think he would have a huge respect for people who serve in the Irish Army, but it's the complete opposite. He has no respect whatsoever for them. He treats them with absolute contempt. He doesn't care about them. Simple as that. And this is just something. Last time I talked about him, he was lecturing somebody when somebody questioned him about being elected in the 15th count in Wexford. He said you should try it, and he's been all sarcastic and everything. And he goes on Wats and Twitter, like I think he's on the Drake, I might as well say straight. But again, he tried to silence somebody today. He tried to silence somebody who was asking legitimate questions. And he just more or less said you get off social. I'll show you now. So his name is Paul Newman. He's from Wexford. He's the junior. He was junior minister for the Irish. He was junior minister in the last government for the Irish for the Feds. He's not now. I think he's on some education committee or something now. So as you can see there, you should the person's name. I heard you were given instructions. So basically, he's saying to this person, you were given instructions. Why are you on social media? And the other thing I have to say to Paul is, it's a free country. It's a free state. A lot of people die to make people free in this country to say what they have to. And if people pay for the internet, they're entitled as much as they want in the humanity of God to go on the internet 24 hours a day, 7 days a week if they want to. It's up to them. Again, the politicians. Again, we don't pay you to be saying to anybody, you should not be on Twitter. How dare you ask me a question on Twitter that I don't want to answer. And again, this is somebody who's a veteran of the Irish Defence Force, and he treated them with utter contempt. No respect. Absolute disgrace. To treat anybody like that, like he's getting paid by you and I, the taxpayer who's paying him, and to treat a citizen, an only Irish citizen, and a person who served in the Defence Forces is a disgrace. And especially because he's supposed to be. Last time he was supposed to be junior minister for the Feds, he should know about how mistreated the army is. Again, he doesn't care. He's just going off on his own tangent and doing whatever he wants to. He should know, but again, I don't think he cares to know. I don't think he's that bothered to know. But again, Paul, just to say, have some manners, have some respect. Again, there's no need to be going on tangents to people. Have some respect. That's all. That's all anybody asks. A bit of respect. And again, don't instruct. Again, this is not a dictatorship. Whatever about this country, with its laws and everything like that at the moment, this is not a dictatorship. You have no say on what anybody can do in their personal life. They can go on YouTube for an hour if they want to. They can go on YouTube for the rest of their life. But the government in this country has no say in people's personal life. And that's something you need to realise, Paul. People can question you as much as they want. They can question to the moon and to the stars. Because we live in a democracy, a free and open democracy, where people are entitled to question their politicians. And because you were a junior minister, and you made a mess of the Irish Defence Forces, you sat down and you did nothing. The same as the rest of your Fine Gael colleagues. You sat in government, you did nothing. There was ex-Irish veterans lying in the streets of Dublin, homeless. There's people sleeping in their cars outside army barracks because they couldn't afford to drive home. And Paul, I do have to go on. People sleeping on Irish naval ships. They couldn't put ships on the water because there was no manpower. I could go on. I really could go on. And you're here trying to be all high and mighty, saying to people you have no authority to say what is this about. And to ask just to say, this person in particular was asking about low paid workers, and obviously they couldn't afford to pay and everything. So I believe look it up on his Twitter page, because again he should be shamed for this, because it's such a disgraceful thing to say, and to say about ex-Irish veterans and people who want paying conditions for our soldiers and veterans. That's all we're asking, a bit of respect and loyalty. That's the only thing we're looking for. We're not looking for a place in the moon. That's simple. We're looking for a small bit of respect and a small bit of loyalty. And again, we're getting the finger straight in our face. Because again, as everybody knows, I've stood for so long fighting for the Defence Force, and I don't want to put myself in the power podium into that, but that's one of my crucial issues as a political activist, is fighting for the Defence Forces and fighting for because they fight for us. They go out and they serve us every day of our lives. And it's up to you and I, the people of Ireland, to fight for them, because they're being mistreated. And people like Paul here are the people that are not bringing change. And we need change in our Defence Force. We need to be respected. And that's what we need. We don't need people saying, oh, how dare you criticise me. Like, this is what Paul is doing. He's high and mighty. But when the decision needs to be made to do something meaningful to help people in the Defence Forces, he won't be seen. And I know it's easier said than done, but again, that says everything. That really just says everything about the state of our politicians at the moment. That tells you a million pictures. I don't have to say anymore. That's all I'm going to say. Because again, Paul, with a bit of respect, and all due respect to you, you cop on, just cop on the hell. Have a bit of respect. It's not. Again, I could go on and whack to you and say, but you have disrespectful. It's because again, it's the height of disrespect I've ever seen. I know there's been huge disrespect shown by the Irish government over the last few years to the Defence Forces, but again, pure and simple. If you have nothing nice to say, Paul, don't say anything. Just say nothing. It's not going to kill you not to say nothing. But anyway, please take care, everybody, and make sure you tell your friends about this great government and how they treat our soldiers and our veterans. Because again, as I always say to people, it's just a great country that these politicians get off doing this crack. And that's all I'm going to say. Please take care, everybody, and bye.